Very interesting.
The before and the after. Welcome everybody to the PB, PB Church. Um, and so it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. And you saw the short segment. I don't know how short it was, but it was short. So the before and after is always fascinating. And so Jill and Rosanna, thanks for being on for this Father's Day. Kind of makes sense what I was saying, huh?
Interesting thought process for sure.
I think it makes 100% sense.
See, see, I knew you would. You're no fun, Joe. Like, what we need to do is get some women on that are a little poosty. Like Patrick and I were talking yesterday at pickleball, and it was just him and I. We were the only guys, and there's a ton of women around. And all of a sudden, they're playing, and we're on. He's laughing like crazy. Like he is laughing like crazy. And these women are playing, and they're looking over their shoulder. They want to get in the conversation. And then this other woman, she went ahead and was smiling over there. I'm like, hey, do you want in the conversation? Like, and and so, it's just fascinating. It's fascinating to have women on that are poosty and that'll go ahead and say, that's so natural. That's this and this and this and this. So you're no fun, Jill.
Uh, sorry. Not really, but
You're just you're just one of the guys. Like it's just so yeah. Questions, Rosanna?
Um, just curious how you came up with this idea.
Well, it's 61 years. I in my mother's womb, I stayed there a couple, extra months, month and a half, I think. I was due on Christmas, and I wasn't born until February 6th. And so I had a little time, a little extra time in there. I was kind of planning this out and saying, man, I don't want to get out into that big bad world, but if I am, I want to have some extra time. So I've been working on this for, 60, going on 63 years now. And so, does that answer your question? Or if you like, if it's better, it's 41 years, you and I have been married. And so, like, that's, and then all the daughters that, yeah. So, anyways,
so Rosanna, do you agree with him or not?
Oh, there is some truth to that for sure. But I
that's
don't know how popular you're going to be among the women when you say it.
no, women love it. They're drawn to me like magnets. No, it's true. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. You might say, why do you think that is, Mark? Yeah, great question. I think it's because women are hungry for the truth. I think they're just hungry. They're tired of being seduced, from the pulpit where, if mama's not happy, nobody's happy. Really? Like, that's going to be, we're going to put a stop to that right there because that's just degrading to women. It's just a degrading statement to women, and women are going to stand up in the sermon and say, I resent that. I mean, that's just so disrespectful to women. Where what you're doing is you're saying women think that moms think if mama's not happy, nobody's happy. Moms think that they're the center of the universe and everybody's there to make them happy. That I reject what you just said. Like it's just crazy, but that's what happens. There's a seduction of women, and it happens in the church more than any place else. And so nobody's telling women the truth. The dad doesn't tell them the truth. The mom doesn't tell them the truth. The boyfriends don't. The brothers don't. Their husbands don't. Their sons don't. Nobody tells women the truth. So women, I think, are hungry. They know they're being manipulated. They know they're being seduced. And I think women are drawn to that. I think they are big time. Question. Go ahead.
Do you think that it's okay, they're trying to seduce the women. Is it people that are trying to do seduction, to me, are trying to be in control and manipulate.
That's
So
exactly right.
if you're trying to seduce a woman, you're trying to control and manipulate her. Is that what men are trying to do when they say that,
Oh,
or the church is
absolutely.
trying to do?
Absolutely. And women want to be seduced. So it works out to both. Like it works out good for both for a season. But nobody's telling the truth. And the churches, they go ahead and say the truth will set you free, but they don't speak the truth. They just don't. Nobody speaks the truth. And then they use your wife and your children and grandchildren as human shields. So you can't really speak up, but you can on the PB, church. You can speak up here and you can ask questions and you can have some humor that there's truth to it. I was sharing on the always come early is always stay late, because that's where the real cool stuff is. But I was sharing with Jill, and Rosanna before, like Kevin King's a mutual friend to all of us, attended Coffee Connection for, I don't know, over a decade. Super amazing guy. And he's the first one that introduced me. He said, Mark, you'd make a great comedian. I said, I'm not seeing that. I said, why would you say that? He says, you're willing to say things other people aren't. I'm like, he says, that's what comedy is.
I had never ever thought about that. Well, yes, I have thought about it, because I've watched Steve Harvey, and I've admired the way that he can just blurt out whatever is on his mind, and and there's like no filter, and you're kind of the same way.
Well, and see, that's why you like me so much. It's why I like you so much, because I can go ahead and say things and you don't get all like, eh. I mean, it's kind of fun to go ahead and get women all like a whole bunch of women going like like they're all going like they're all like, one of the women, there's like 6 of them playing pickleball. And it's funny because they're like, I'm like, it's Father's Day. We're working on a Father's Day message. And so, it's about us. It's fathers, right? And one of the Poosty ones says, you wouldn't be here without us. I'm like, that's kind of strange. Oh, you're not talking about, I'm specifically to you. You're talking, but it's just, so I think women at a heart, but they want men that are exceptionally strong and protective. A lot of times women don't accept the protection, though. I mean, there's a story I heard, and I don't know, am I going to start naming names sometimes, churches and pastors and stuff? But there's a story that I heard of a son-in-law that was, at church, and he was disrespectful to his mother-in-law in front of one of the pastors. And the pastor didn't do anything. Now, that's not going to go ahead and work so well if that mother-in-law has a strong husband. Because the husband's going to be like, wait a minute, you don't disrespect my wife. You don't disrespect her. You don't do it. And pastor, you know what? You're just standing there like a dumbass and you don't say anything. And I know that you have reasons for it. Well. And again, you're just acknowledging you're a woman. Like there's always a reason why you don't do things. Is this Melissa, my daughter? Or Jason, my son-in-law?
No, it is your daughter.
Hey, daughter. How are you?
Happy Father's Day.
Well, thank you, honey.
I'm sorry I'm late. I didn't.
Well, yeah, you haven't really missed anything.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Thank you, Jill.
Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning.
So it's like, it's just so women, they want the truth. They want a man that will stand up to them and say, hey, you're just wrong. You just are. You know what? You have an HUA. You're a POS. And you know what? If you want to hang around a bunch of other POSs to become an FOS, you know what? I love you enough to tell you, you're a POS. I'm just telling you. And here, if you needed to have it listed out what a POS is, because you're so dumb, you don't even know what a POS is, well, I can do that too, because I love you. Like, it's not like this. This is not brain surgery. It's not rocket science. So women want men who love them more than they, husband loves sex more than they love the relationship. They want them to go ahead and be strong. They want them to stand up and say, hey, I love you so much. I'm not going to allow you, to think that you're this beautiful person on the inside if you're a POS. I'm just not. It's not going to happen. Now, I'm going to try to go ahead and be gentle about it. I'm not going to put it on a podcast and for all 8 billion people. Like, no husband's going to do that. But, it just, I don't know. I mean, it just, Rosanna, any other thoughts, questions you have?
No, I think you covered it well.
So, I mean, Rosanna being the nice, loving, supportive wife, this is what's hilarious too. Like Rosanna being the nice, supportive, loving wife, when Kevin went ahead and said to me, hey, Mark, you'd make a great comedian. I'm like, I don't see that at all. And he says, well, you're willing to say things that, nobody else is willing to say. I'm like, well, that's true. I guess I could make a great comedian. So I go home, I'm all excited like a little boy. Like, I'm like, oh my gracious, like I could be a comedian, and so, I tell my wife, hey, Kevin said I could make a great comedian. What did she do? She laughed. I wasn't laughing though. She was laughing at me. Fortunately though, I have social autism. So it's fine. Like, go ahead and laugh. Like, it's fine. But then she said, keep your day job. I thought, what? Like, what are you laughing about, Jill? Like, I thought supportive wives were supposed to say, hey, honey, if you want to be a comedian, I'm there for you. I want to support you. No, she's just like, just work. Just keep your day. Just work. Like, God called you to be a comedian. No, work. Just work. Just work. Just work. And everybody thinks that she's a nice, supportive wife. Like, they just think, oh, she's such a nice, supportive wife. But there's one example of where I was looking at a career change. I thought I'd be great at it. And she's like, nope, just keep your day job. So, Jill, any other questions or thoughts that you have?
Not really. I have a lot of thoughts and stuff, but this is an interesting one. And you know what? I think that if Rosanna opened up and told you to keep your day job, well, she spoke her opinion, and good for her, whether you liked it or not.
Well, again, I have social autism. I don't care. I created like Adam. I'm just going to work. Like, oh, okay, I'll just work. Like, I don't know. Like,
And if
enjoy
you
what
really
you do.
wanted to be a comedian, you would have been, but you actually are.
When she said keep your day job, I mean, why is she telling me to keep my day job? Because women are interested in one thing. That's what they're interested in after marriage. They're interested in one thing. Economic engine, like, just like
Security.
Provide for me, like, just, so you mean, like, there are so many stories that I have that are really cool of where that's what, like, they just want to be provided for. They want to feel like they're strong, independent women, but they act like they're not. Like, they act like they're princesses. It's just crazy. Melissa, you missed it. You were late. Well, I want to feel closer to you today because it's Father's Day. Okay.
Okay.
So do you want to give me the reasons why you're late, or would you like me to give you the reasons why you're late? Because that took guys out there. I'm telling you, like you wonder why women use, 100 words to say two. Like you're like, why do women use so many words? This is the secret, guys. It took me 39 years of marriage to figure this out. One day it hit me and I'm like, oh, the reason. So women, they're big into feelings and they feel more connected to you the more words they use. That's why they talk so much. And if you just go, uh-huh, mm-hmm. Oh, that's, yep, that's, yep, that's, yep. Oh, that's really, oh, the thing. So that's what you do. You don't have to really listen. You just got to go ahead because most of what they're saying honestly doesn't have a lot of significance. It's not that important, but it is to them because they want to feel that they're connected to you. They just do. And then there's always a reason. There's a reason, like Melissa's late. I could go ahead and give you the reasons Melissa's late. Like, why are you sharing this with me? It's to go ahead and it's to feel connected. And you, as a man, this is what you just need to do. You just need to go ahead and, you just need to go ahead and accept their reasons. And so what I did is, I used to ask because I have social autism. It's a real thing. My therapist, Beth Smith, from Europe, she goes ahead and diagnosed me with it. So I have a diagnosis that I have social autism. It's a real disability that nobody respects, but it's fine because if you have social autism, you don't care if anybody respects it. Like, it doesn't matter. So it's like, for years, I'm like, why are you saying this? As a matter of fact, I've got there's 10 reasons why people share things. It's the craziest thing. I call it time wasters. So they're clueless, ego, seduce, educate, connect, move, insecure, thinking, destruction, and intention. So that's how good of a husband I am. I'm like, why is my wife sharing stuff? And then why are other people sharing stuff? Like I have questions, like a 3-year-old. I'm like, I want to know why. I don't understand. So I would ask her, why are you sharing this with me? And the first couple of times she just kind of looked at me. And then when I created the list, I just say there's 10 reasons. And so if I can figure out why she's sharing stuff with me, I just have, again, this is Father's Day, ladies. So give me a little room to have a little sense of humor. Like, I'm just saying it's true. So I'm such a good husband and such a great father that I can go ahead and give Melissa's reasons for being late. And I accept it. She's a woman. Like, you're just going to be late and you're going to always have reasons for being late and you're always going to have reasons for everything. So I can get out in front of that and give the reasons. And so, Melissa, did you want to, 1 to 10, how would you rate your relationship with your father on this Father's Day, Melissa?
A 6.
A 6. Okay. And what do you like most about your dad?
He's unique.
Right. A lot of people say there's not another one like you. And what would be one suggestion on what you would do to get it to what I could do to get it to a 10?
Probably more one-on morning time or 1-on-5 time or whatever. Or time with me and you and usually my kids too. But yeah, I feel like you do really well with my kids. Good morning. Do really well with my kids. And sometimes I feel like you could also spend time with me and the kids too.
So can anyone translate that?
He wants more one-on-one time with you.
But she said with the kids.
Well,
She
that's
said with the
take-
kids, but
I always come with the kids. That's the thing, is I can't really, I don't.
the kids come with her,
Yes.
whether she's a package deal, so she has to have the kids regardless because of their ages. But
Yes.
she wants to spend more time, personal time with you.
Can anybody translate that better? Because I know how to translate it. Can
I don't know.
anybody?
You're the only man here, so how can you do it in limited words?
Well, she wants me to focus on her when the kids are around.
No, I
Maybe
find
not all the time, but probably sometimes.
Again, not all the time. It's probably not more than 96% of the time. I mean, it's
no,
not it's
I
not
think
all about her. I mean, like like I she wants me to focus.
realized I realized the other day when talking to Ben that it's been a long time since you and I, with or without the kids, went out to breakfast together or went out to lunch together or whatever. So that's what I mean. Like, he's like, well, why don't you just ask him? And I'm like, because I don't know his schedule or anything. I don't know. Because, yeah, so just ask him. So this is like just me pointing out that sometimes I would like to go out to lunch or breakfast with you. That's all.
This is my schedule right here. This is
And
my
Melissa, that was an excuse.
Right?
but it's okay because she's a woman. This is my schedule here. Looking pretty packed.
What is that big red? Is that just all pickleball? See, that's the thing, is that's breakfast 5 to 6 days a week right there. So there goes mine. See?
I wouldn't want to give up pickleball because that's pretty.
You wouldn't even give up pickleball when your daughter was giving birth.
So that's a fascinating story, but yet I still.
Uh-oh.
Hi, honey. How are you, sweetie? Oh, sorry, honey. Sorry. I need to talk to your mom.
Can you say Happy Father's Day? Can you say Happy Father's Day? No.
No,
Okay.
it's good to see you, sweetie pie. So it is fascinating to me. One of the best ways for a dad to connect with his adult daughter is through their children. Like it's even like one of my daughters doesn't have any children, but she absolutely her heart melts when she sees her dad connecting with children, not even her own children. Like women, it's just crazy on how much. But so what do you think's, what do you think's going to happen?
For what?
Like, what do you think? Like, oh, 1 to 10, get to a 10, you want more time. What do you think's going to happen now?
You're gonna try to go out with me?
Really? Like, um, and one of Tom's favorite thing is Yoda, on Star Wars. He said, there is no try, Luke. There's do or do not. So that's going to happen. Like, it's going to be crazy.
Melissa, set an appointment with him so that you're part of his schedule.
They all have access to it and they can go in and they can schedule it. So they can do that. I've got so much free time. It's insane. I mean, it is insane. Some days I just don't even know what to do, which is why I play pickleball so much, because then I have something to do. And so it's going to happen. But what's the thing that holds it back from happening, Melissa, the most?
Me?
What do you mean?
See, you do have a point to where it's like when you connect with my kids, I usually like it better than when you connect with me, because when you
Right.
connect with my kids, it's super fun and you're fun
Right.
grandpa and things like that. Try to connect with me, and sometimes it doesn't go well.
Right.
Right.
Right. Because they're nice to me.
I'm nice to you. I'm nice to you.
Have I said a
They're-
single mean thing to you? Did I roll my eyes when
They're nice.
you said you had social
Couple
autism?
things. One is they're nice to me. And so it's amazing when you're nice to somebody. Like, and that's the other thing. I remember when our oldest granddaughter, Lily, I don't know, she was like 2 or 3, and she lived in the same town we did, and she'd come over, and man, was she excited to see Grandpa, and Grandpa was excited to see her. And one of my, adult daughters, she was probably in her early 20s. I'm thinking maybe she's late teen, but I think it was at like 21 or something. I don't know, some. And she goes ahead and she's all ticked at me. And she's like, you don't treat me like you do Lily. I'm like, she's nice to me. Like, try being nice to me. Like, so, I don't know, a week or so later, she was like, hey, Dad, how you doing? I'm like, good. And so what's naturally a dad thinking when his daughter is nice to him?
You want something?
That came pretty quick. Like, I'm like, she's nice to me. I'm like, she's just nice. I'm like, you good, honey? You want something? Nope, just no. I'm like, okay. And then she got all poosty, sassy. She's like, I was nice to you. I'm like, it's not once, honey. And I didn't know. I was caught off guard. I was surprised. I didn't know how to respond. Sorry. Like I don't know. And so, kittens are just cute. They're just cute. Cats, not so much. Little girls are just like, they're just super nice. They're giggly and fun and they actually listen. They actually listen. Like when Grandpa says something like, don't do this, they don't get sassy and all like, like that's what it is. And so no, that's not the reason. I mean, it kind of is the reason. And so, deeper relationships, like, I don't know, when they become teenagers, I hope that I still have fun with them. I hope that they go ahead and come to me and say, yeah, my mom and dad are saying that I shouldn't date this guy. What do you think, Grandpa? I'm like, well, honey, I don't know. I don't know the guy. And so, why are they saying that, sweetheart? Like, I'm trying to position myself with all 12 of my grandkids, all 12 of them. I'm trying to position myself to where when they don't listen to mom and dad, they don't tell mom and dad stuff that they're going to tell Grandpa, because they got a relationship with Grandpa and they're confident that Grandpa, he doesn't have to tell their parents everything. But he's going to be there and he's going to go ahead and give them wisdom because my parents weren't like that with my kids. And Rosanna's parents weren't like that because I had nobody being a wingman for me. I mean, my father-in-law is just a goofball, like just a goofball. Like, one of my sons says to him, he says to my son, he's like, you want some coffee? I don't know. He's 9 years old or something, or 7 or 5. I don't know. And he's like, you want some coffee? And he's like, no, my mom and dad say that I can't have it. He's like, oh, you can have it. And that son has issues with drugs. Like you think you know about more than the dad does? Really, Grandpa? So I want to be there to support the parents. I want to be there to listen to them. I'm playing the long game. So if I invest into them, but are they going to listen to me? Well, hopefully their parents are going to tell them the hard things, and Grandpa can come in and support the parents. Say, I mean, honey, you can or not, but, and maybe Grandpa's got, maybe they do introduce him to Grandpa, and maybe Grandpa gets to know him and say, I don't know, honey. I mean, it might not be Grandpa's first choice. You might want to be a little careful, honey. I don't know. I mean, do you want? Like, hopefully I've got such a connection with the kids where when they really need me, Grandpa's there. That is what I'm playing for. That's what I'm investing into. And so no, the biggest reason is because relationship with your husband. There's an awareness, like when my Uncle Gary said that he had to back away from his son because he had such a deep relationship with his son that his son couldn't forge the relationships with his wife. I'm like, what? Like, that's just weird. Like, I've never even heard of anything like that. Never. And my dad, that was never.
That's weird.
But weird, I think, I don't know that it's bad. It's just interesting that a dad would have that kind of a relationship. You know, my daughter-in-law, she's sweet. She goes ahead and says, Ben, I like when you go ahead and hang out with your dad. And he's like, why is that? It's like, because he stabilizes you. Like he's a stabilizing force in your life. Cool, because I want that marriage I want him being an amazing husband to his wife. Like that's my heart's desires. And so my daughters, I have very deep relationships with them. And often that's proved to be challenging because sometimes their husband, I'm not saying Melissa's husband, I'm just saying some of them, like they try to compete against the dad. And you don't compete against the dad. You just don't, especially if that dad was really, hi buddy, how are you?
You know what? You have a practice in your family that I admire. And I had watched you through the years talking about having date nights with your daughters, with your kids and or granddaughters and what have you. And when have you had when's the last time you had a date night or a date time with Melissa? Or because I think like I said, that was something that I admired in your relationships with your kids. Um, I I loved when I had time. I'd ride in the trucks and stuff with my dad just to have one-on-one time with him because he was always working. And for you to make that as a specific thing, I think that was,
Yeah, and Ginger Anna had a date.
really cool.
I had a date with her yesterday for her birthday. And so my girls, I mean, I'll date them every week if they want. And if it's okay with their husband. If it's not, like I don't want to create an issue. And so in the last, I don't know, 14 years, I realized, these poor guys, they don't understand. They don't understand how to capture this woman's heart. They just don't. And a smart man is going to, like, if a dad has captured his daughter's heart, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. He wants to give that heart. I mean, at Melissa's wedding, like Paul, my nephew, he's, I don't know, 9 years old or something, comes up to me, he says, Uncle Mark. I said, yeah, buddy. And he's like, are you sad that Melissa's, getting married to Jason? Are you sad you're losing a daughter? I'm like, no, I'm not sad. This is the happiest day of my life. This is awesome. Now he's her, she's his responsibility. Like he's now responsible to take that. So I want to be there to support him. I want to be there. That's my heart's desire. But a lot of these men these days, they're so clueless. They have no idea. And if a dad was there when she was born, a dad was there when she took her first steps, and he played with her, goofed around with her. And then, then he went through teenage years with her, like hell and back. And he stuck with her. He didn't give up. He kept there, got the living crap beat out of him. Nobody supported him. He's just thrown under the bus. Got to do it on his own. He's still there. So, it's really, and all the girls, I think they know, it's like, yeah, but I'm not going to take the initiative with my married daughters because, I don't want to create issues for their husbands. I mean, that's just being considerate, but I'm always there. I'll schedule. Yeah, they can go into my calendar, schedule anytime. They can call anytime. They can do anything. I mean, they are top priority. And I can go ahead. It's not that hard now that she's verbalized it. It's like, okay, I can do that. So I've been given permission to do that. When they were, teenage girls or when they weren't married, well, then, I can go ahead and do that. But when they're married, I'm not the most important man in their life. Their husband is. And the second most important men in their lives are their boys. Grandpa's he's slowly getting less and less, which is fine. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. But now that I know it, now that she's verbalized, shoot, I can get babysitters for her. Like I can go ahead. I watched Ginger Ann's 6 kids for 2 days. I could have done it for a week, 2 weeks. It's not that hard. And we still went to pickleball. And we weren't late, even with 6 kids. It's like, it's not that hard. It's just not that hard. Anything else that any of you ladies have?
Nothing except that I just hope that you have a wonderful day today.
Oh, thank you, Jill. I appreciate it. Thanks for the friendship. And over the years, women should listen to you. The Bible says, older women should teach younger women. Challenges older women, they don't know how to do it. They just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to get into the younger women's lives. And the challenge is younger women, they don't let older women in. And you're just stupid as a younger woman. Like a younger woman, you have so much to learn about life. And life is more complicated now for young women than it's ever been, ever. I think ever. And so you need people like Jill in your life. You just do. You need people like Rosanna. You just do. I mean, you go ahead and how do you get a husband to go ahead? How do you get a husband to date you, every single Friday forever? Everybody just knows it's date night, like forever, decades. How do you go ahead and get a husband to date your daughters and hang out with your sons? Like, how do you get a husband to do that kind of stuff? And so part of it's me. It's a discipline. This is Mark, and he's going to do this and this and this. He's very intentional, very disciplined in what he does. So he's going to do that because that's just who he is. But part of it's Rosanna. And so women should be asking her, but what women want is they want the date nights and they want all of the things, they want all of that. But women don't want the husband that's going to say, hey, you're just off. You're just off. But they do want it. Just like kids, there's no difference. Kids want to be disciplined. They want to be in control of themselves. And if they can't control themselves, they want mom or dad to control them until they can learn how to do it on their own. And if mom or dad can't do it, then they want the grandpa to do it. And grandpa will. He doesn't want to. I've already been there, done that. But, our oldest granddaughter, she's 9, and her mom went ahead and gave heads up and said, hey, she came for a week. And she said, hey, she's being disrespectful and this and this and this and this. So you might have some issues. We didn't have a bit of issues. At least I didn't. I don't think Rosanna did. She was a great kid. Why? Because we've invested 9 years into her, and it's really simple. This is not complicated. It's not complicated for, little kids, and it's not complicated for adults. It's just not. But people make it complicated. And so it'll be interesting to go ahead and see. I think most men, like fathers, like I've been asking my kids, my wife, as long as I can remember, 1 to 10, how'd you rate me as a dad? Okay. What do you like most? Okay. And what can it do to get to a 10? I mean, I'm after this. Like, what do they want? And so, this is just going to happen because this is just how it is. She's not going to have to ask twice. I just need to make sure I don't overdo it. And she needs to make sure, like, is her husband okay with this? Because I'm fine doing it. I'm fine not. I mean, it's up to her. And it's totally cool. But again, she's a woman. She's not a little girl anymore. And so if there's some things that in the conversation and when we're hanging out, like she and I, we could go on a kayak ride if she's, healed from the pregnancy and stuff or from the delivery. I mean, I'm fine with that. Like we could have a lot of fun together. But in that fun, there might be some things that her father might see that she's a bit off as a wife. And I'm going to say it because I want her to be the best wife in the world, period. I want my daughters to be just smoking hot wives, women, moms. Like that's what I want for her. So I'm going to say some things that, she might not like. Or I might see some things in their marriage. Or I might see some things with their kids and say, hey, here's some things with your kids. So if we're going to hang out, this dad's not so great at just hanging out and small talk and not accomplishing something or having deep conversations. So thank you, Melissa, for being on. It meant the world to me. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Rosanna. Appreciate y'all. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.
Bye.